Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Advaita Chanja Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur BhaktiVinode Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Reading from chapter 30 of the Jaiva Dharma. Continuation on the subject matter of Rasa, description of Vatsalya and Madhurya Rasa. The next day, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath ate khichdi and saw the samadhi of Haridas Thakur. After seeing Tota Gopinath, they arrived at the Radhakant Mat, offering respects to Guru Goswami, and sat down. They began discussing various topics with Dayan Chandra Goswami. Guru Goswami took the opportunity to eat and then sat on his seat. Brajanath humbly asked about Vatsalya Rasa, and Guru Goswami began to speak. He said, Krishna and the devotees acting as elders are the Vishai and the Alambanas for this rasa. Krishna is seen in a dark, attractive body, endowed with soft body, endowed with wonderful characteristics, speaks lovely words. He is honest and shy, obedient, respectful and generous. Among the elders, such as Jashoda and Nanda and Rohini, the elder gopis, Devaki, Kunti, Vasudev, Sandipani, and others, Nanda and Jashoda are the chief. The udipans, or the stimuli for Vatsalya Rasa, is the very age of Krishna as a young boy, Kumara, with beautiful form, his cloth, his naughty activities, his talk, his laughing, his playing. These are all the stimuli for those who are in the elder position, wanting to take care of Krishna, to see to his protection, and nurture that sentiment of parental affection. What are the anubhavs of this rasa? Goswami goes on to say, the anubhavs in Vatsalya Rasa are smelling of Krishna's head. He's a young boy. So these are natural ways of showing affection, smelling of the head, cleaning of his body, giving blessings, prayers of protection, giving him orders, go do this, go get my shoes. Nanda Maharaj sometimes says like that. Caring for him and protecting him, giving him beneficial instructions. The elders' activities also include kissing of him, embracing him, calling out his name, and sometimes criticizing him at appropriate times. So this is the nature of that loving Vatsalya Rasa. And Brajanath asks, what is the sthayi bhava of this rasa? Goswami says, the rati of a person dispensing compassion, which is directed towards a worthy object without reverence, is called Vatsalya Rati. Vatsalya Rati of Jashoda and the others is at this stage very intense rag by its very nature. It progresses from prem to sneha to rag. Balaram Sakya Rasa is also mixed with some dasya as well as Vatsalya Rasa. Yudhisthira has Vatsalya also mixed with some dasya and sakya, friendship. Ugrasen and others have dasya, that is the mood of service, but then it is mixed with a Vatsalya mood, being elders and wanting to care for Krishna like that. There are others like Nakula, Sahadev, Narada. They also have mixed sakya with dasya, that is friendship and servitude. Shiva, Garuda, Uddhava. They also have priti of dasya mixed with some sakya or friendship. So sometimes there is a mixing a little bit of the rasas, but the primary rasa is always identified. Brajanath said, Prabhu, I have heard the explanation of Vatsalya Rasa, but I want to hear about Madhurya Rasa, if I am fortunate enough to hear it. Goswami said, Madhurya Rasa, Madhurya Bhakti Rasa, is called the chief of all bhaktis, Bhakti Rasa. Though Madhurya Ras by its nature has many parts, I will describe it now in brief. Brajanath now, this is an interesting part. Brajanath now interjects, "Oh, Prabhu, I think of myself as a cowherd boy, a follower of Subal. Do you think I should hear such topics about Madhurya Ras?" So Brajanath is actually concerned. Maybe this is not topics for me, because he's cultivating a mood. The young cowherd boys, they see Krishna in one way. The gopis see Krishna actually in another way. So the young cowherd boys may or may not, depending on relationship, know about Krishna's arrangement or affairs with the gopis. So he's saying, I'm cultivating the mood of a cowherd boy following in the footsteps of Subal. Do you think I should hear about Madhurya Ras? Maybe it is a topic I shouldn't be listening to. Guru Goswami says, the Priya Narmasakis certainly are qualified for Madhurya Ras to some degree. So I will speak to you on such suitable subjects, but I will refrain from speaking what is unsuitable. Subal is in the category of Priya Narmasakas, that is, very dear followers of Krishna. They know Krishna's intimacy with the gopis and sometimes even act as messengers for Krishna. He says, so to a certain level you can hear. The cowherd boys are never on that same level to be completely aware of what is going on with Krishna and the gopis. They're not qualified. They may know that Krishna wants to meet with Radharani and help arrange, or with some other gopi, but that's as far as it will go. So Brajanath asks, what is the alambana of this ras? Goswami says, the Vishai is Krishna. He is an excellent lover of unparalleled beauty. The natural object of one's love is Krishna in this mood of Madhurya. He is known as the Nayak, or the hero amongst all the gopis. He is he who charms their hearts. He is of unparalleled beauty and an excellent lover. He is the supreme shelter of such tasty pastimes. The Braj gopis, they are the ashraya of this ras. Those Braj gopis are those who carry this mood within their heart. And among them, of course, Srimati Radharani is the topmost. The udipans, or the stimuli that awakens this within the gopis' heart, sound of the flute. If they hear Krishna's flute, their hearts flutter. There are also other items, such as glancing from the corner of the eye. Sometimes Krishna will tease them. He may be standing with the elders and so forth, but he'll give them a sidelong glance and have their hearts flutter. What is the sthayi bhava of this ras? Asked Rajanath. Goswami says, Madhurya Ras is nourished by vibhavs and other ingredients suitable to the devotee. The love of Radha and Krishna is never at any time or in any circumstance covered by any other similar or different sthayi bhavs. That is, this is their true nature, and their the gopis of Braj are moved by their love for Krishna in this way. What types of Madhurya Ras are there, Brajanath asks? There are two types, Vipralamba and Sambhog. What is Vipralamba? Vipralamba, of course, is when there is separation and there is a longing. And Sambhog is when there is meeting. So it goes through those two things. Sometimes the gopis can meet, but sometimes there are situations where they cannot meet with Krishna, and their heart is longing. That is called Vipralamba Bhav. Goswami says, enjoyment when the two lovers meet is called Sambhog, when they come together. But I will not speak further on this topic in Madhurya Ras. Those who are qualified for Madhurya Ras should consult Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Nilamani for the secrets of this topic. He says, I don't want to go any deeper. Rupa Goswami has written about this deep subject matter of both union and separation of Krishna and the gopis. He says, but I do not wish to speak any further. Those who are interested can read from the Ujjvala Nilamani. We have a copy of that here, of Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Nilamani, very thick book, describing the ways of, we'll say, transcendental love between Krishna and the gopis. All the various elements of that love, how it is expressed in various ways and moods. But he says, for now I will not speak further on this topic, and those who are qualified, that is, inclined towards this Madhurya Ras, and want to understand the nature of that love in all its various shades, because there are different elements of that love, and how the various gopis mix together with each other, how there is sometimes animosity or even what is called a transcendental envy between one and another. This is all played out in Krishna Lila. But this type of subject matter is very deep, and it is found in Rupa Goswami's writings, especially the Ujjvala Nilamani. He says here, in the Ujjvala Nilamani, one can find these secrets. The primary rasa for a particular devotee, he goes on to say, is that which manifests in the heart of the devotee by the power of beginningless previous experiences and does not disappear. So he says, let me continue with the subject matter of Sthayi Bhav. That is the nature of the heart's relationship with Krishna. That is the eternal relationship that one has with Krishna. And because we're all individual, naturally there are individual relationships and how that is expressed, the moods of our expression of love. We're talking about a very high subject matter, Ras, the subject matter of true love for Krishna, and as it is displayed or expressed in the transcendental land of Braj. So sometimes there may be an awakening of this within devotees within this world, but it is fully expressed in Sri Vrindavan Dham. That which manifests within the heart and remains consistent, does not disappear, is the Sthayi Bhav, that the heart is always thinking of Krishna, longing for Krishna in this way. The primary ras, which is revealed as one's own, which manifests from one's own heart, for which the particular devotee is the constant ashraya, remains predominant in that devotee. All other rasas then become angas, maybe that is portions of the other rasas may appear, but there is the primary rasa of the heart, and that is the Sthayi Bhav. Hearing about this, Vijay Kumar and Vajanath had tears come in their eyes. With choked voices, they fell at the lotus feet of their guru. They prayed, Om Aghana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksharan Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Realizing this high subject matter, the high topics that Guru Goswami is speaking, they offer their respects. That we are born in the darkness of ignorance. Where would one hear about such truths, about the nature of true love between Krishna and the inhabitants of Braj? You have removed the darkness of ignorance that we are encumbered by within this material world. You have removed this, and you have opened our eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge by which we are getting a glimpse of that true reality. Oh, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, O Gurudev. Goswami, in the bliss of prema, then lifted up his two disciples with his hands and embraced them. And he blessed them with an affectionate heart. He said, may Rasa Tattva manifest in you. May the true nature of love manifest within your heart. This is the blessing of the Guru. Without the blessing of the Guru, this cannot take place. So by the blessing of the Guru, when the disciple shows themselves sincere, humble, and appreciative of the wisdom that they are gaining, I'm born in the darkness of ignorance, and how wonderful you're giving me this light of transcendental knowledge. Seeing the awakening of true regard and eagerness to understand, he then blesses them with an affectionate heart. He says, may this Rasa Tattva manifest within you. Vijay Kumar and Brajanath would then daily discuss spiritual topics with the disciple of Gopal Guru Goswami, Dayan Chandra Goswami. They would take the Charanamrita and the prasad of Guru Goswami, understanding Guru Goswami's elder position. They would associate with the disciple, like seeking out disciple association on that level, because understanding the exalted position of Guru Goswami, they would take the Charanamrita that has washed his feet, take the prasad that he had left on his plate, seeing the bhajan then of many pure Vaishnavas in their bhajan kutirs, observing the life of these devotees, seeing them practicing their devotion in their bhajan kutir, their huts of bhajan, sometimes at Haridas's samadhis, sometimes at Gopinath's temple, sometimes at the Siddha Bakul. They themselves became absorbed in bhajan. They would go to these various places in Jagannath Puri where devotees would congregate and chant. And they would go there and associate with all these devotees, after hearing these wonderful instructions from Gopal Guru Goswami. They saw the places where Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became overwhelmed with bhav, as described within the Stavavali and the Stavamala, where Mahaprabhu exhibited his own transcendental symptoms. These places are marked and preserved by devotees as special places where Mahaprabhu himself manifested these exalted stages of love. They participated in kirtan wherever the pure Vaishnavas did so, and by doing this, they themselves gradually advanced in their own bhajan. Vijay Kumar thought that Guru Goswami had described Madhurya Ras very briefly. Therefore, he thought, I should hear more in detail, an explanation of Ras, this Madhurya Ras. So let Brajanath remain absorbed in his Sakya Ras. So it's interesting. Vijay Kumar says, I understand he gave a brief explanation because Brajanath was there. And Brajanath is absorbed in his mood of Sakya Ras as a cowherd boy. But Vijay Kumar, he's thinking, I want to absorb myself in the mood of the gopis of Braj. So let me go and hear some more from Guru Goswami, and let Brajanath then remain aloof and absorb himself in his own ras, like that. So Vijay Kumar was contemplating this. So I will obtain the complete tattva of Madhurya Ras going there on my own. He said, I cannot take Brajanath with me. He's absorbed in Sakya Ras, but I want to learn more of this subject of Madhurya. So I will go now on my own and hear more from Gopal Guru Goswami. Thinking in this way, He also obtained a copy of the Ujjvala Nilamani by the mercy of Dayan Chandra Goswami, and while studying this book, whenever he had a doubt, he would ask Guru Goswami. One day, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath, while sitting on the ocean shore in Puri in the afternoon watching the waves, began to think that their lives were full of waves. One cannot say what will happen next. We should obtain teachings from Guru Goswami on the method of worship, on Raga Marg. He was thinking like this, that life is so short, who knows what will happen. We have to take this opportunity that now that we have it, to learn more. So Brajanath said, I saw the manual that Dayan Chandra has written. It seems that one can obtain special results if one obtains instructions from one's guru. Therefore, I will try to obtain a copy of this manual. Dayan Chandra received instructions from Gopal Guru Goswami, which came down from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disciple Vakrishar Pandit, and was compiled as the method of rag, how to absorb oneself in thinking of Krishna in a particular mood while worshiping and living within this world. So he says, I will ask Dayan Chandra if I can get a copy of this manual, taking the permission from Guru Goswami. If Guru Goswami gives us his permission, then we can obtain this book. When the two raised this proposal to Gopal Guru Goswami, he said, very good. Obtaining a copy, come to me. Taking the permission, Vijay, Kumar, and Brajanath both obtained copies of the manual. They thought that at the right opportunity, they would understand it by studying it under Gopal Guru Goswami. That now that they have received it in written form, they will study it and receive further instructions. Dayan Chandra Goswami was learned in all scriptures. Especially, no one was as deep-sighted as he was in the methods of worshiping the Lord. He was the foremost of Gopal Guru Goswami's disciples. Understanding that both Vijay Kumar and Brajanath were most qualified for the topic of bhajan, and let me refer here to BhaktiVinode Thakur's book called Shri Bhajan Rahasya. That is the confidential methods of bhajan, the ways of stirring the heart by which love for Krishna can awaken in accordance with one's sthayi bhav, one's actual transcendental mood. So they thought that we should study in this way, understanding that Vijay Kumar and Brajanath were most qualified to hear the topics, the secret. Rahasya means the confidential or secret methods of bhajan. This is BhaktiVinode Thakur's own system of bhajan. He then taught them all the principles that were found in that bhajan manual. He taught them all the principles that were found there. Sometimes Vijay Kumar and Brajanath would resolve their doubts on this topic at the feet of Guru Goswami. Understanding the relationship between the daily pastimes of Mahaprabhu and the daily pastimes of Krishna, they began the bhajan of the pastimes during 8 parts of the day. This is called Astakaliya Leela, studying Krishna's daily life in 8 divisions of time. This book is called Shri Govinda, Govinda Archana, meaning worship, Smarana, meaning remembrance, Padati means a manual. This is Dayan Chandra Goswami's actual manual that is being described here. That book is available, Gaura Govinda Archana, Smarana Padati. The ways of confidential worship, as learned through the disciplic lineage of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, one has to be qualified. As we see, these two disciples have become qualified. They're receiving it with the permission of their guru, who's then going to go over the method with them. And so therefore, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath would resolve their doubts upon studying these topics at the feet of Gopal Guru Goswami. And therefore, they began to understand the relationship of the daily pastimes between Sri Chaitanya and Krishna. Therefore it says, Gaur Govinda, meaning Lord Chaitanya and Krishna's method of archana, worship, smarna, remembrance, padati, the handbook for worshipping Gaura and Govinda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. How that should be done, and how we should see Lord Chaitanya in relationship to Krishna. And then also of course, in context with Srimati Radharani. So, understanding relationship now between the daily pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the daily pastimes of Krishna, they began their own bhajan of the pastimes during the 8 parts of the day, or the practice of remembering Mahaprabhu and Krishna during the 8 parts of the day, Astakaliya Leela, like that. So that's the conclusion of this chapter. It goes on. We have about 10 more chapters to read within this book. So we'll see how it progresses. And by the grace of BhaktiVinode Thakura, we're given this insight into the nature of true transcendental devotional service. Jai Gaur Premanandi Haribol Jai Shri Shri Radhe Sham.